We're in America, babe. There's little white girls out here running around named Harrington and Oakley in Utah.
What's up, cousins, and welcome on today's episode. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And if you're joining for the very first time, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in on today's episode. Don't make it your last time, so smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on. In today's video, we are going to talk about this white woman that has been going viral. She was kind of like showing a concern, but we all can tell that it's actually a fake concern, because for you to be able to act that, you should have been able to do your own research since you have access to the media. This lady seems to be very pissed at the fact that Black people name their kids a very long name, and in her own words, she said it is very hard for the kids to pronounce, which I disagree. And then she said those names actually traumatize the kids. Now, I don't know the number of Black people that she has been in contact with that literally told her that they are struggling or they are being traumatized by the name that their parents actually gave to them. So we don't know where this is all coming from. We don't know who told her that the kids are traumatized. But this video has been going viral, and I can tell that it's getting on the nerves of so many people. Without wasting much time, let's just get right into the clips.
Like, Black people are notorious for naming their children 25-letter names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
Over there. Do you know why they actually do that?
Yeah.
The reason for that is because during slavery, their identities were taken away. So they had to have unique names in order to identify their offspring when they were sold from different plantations. So that came down generationally as generational trauma.
Okay, well, how about now? Isn't that sort of trauma for that poor kid that's never going to have his name spelled right?
Only to your standards. Like, what is...
If I were that child, I wouldn't want my name misspelled all the way through or mispronounced by people.
That's because people can't take the time to pronounce it correctly.
Whatever.
You can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but you can't say Jaquan. Are you kidding me?
Okay, whatever the result is, the poor child does not have his name pronounced correctly or spelled correctly.
Because people do not take the time. You can take the extra 2 seconds to do it, but instead you're sitting here making fun of a whole culture of people for things that they didn't have a choice on.
Do you have a name that gets misspelled a lot?
I sure don't.
Well,
because my mom whitewashed my name.
So that's racist.
Get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
What the fuck is Iggy Pop on about? Because how is it our fucking problem that your language of English is reductive as fuck and inconsistent and chaotic? That is the reason why you can't say nobody's name of the global majority. It's not Black people fucking problem. You know what the problem is? It's your English language is fucking inconsistent, reductive as fuck, okay? The chaos that comes from the inability for y'all to fucking agree on what the letter sound's supposed to sound like is why y'all confused on saying people's names, particularly Black people and those of the global majority who have cultural names with letters that are fucking consistent, okay? It's because of your inconsistent ass lettering. You was already confused before you even came in presentation of anybody else's name whose lettering from other cultures is fucking consistent in sound. Because looking at your fucking name, Beth, okay, that don't make no fucking sense. Because your name is Beth and this is Thomas, your name should be Betha. Because if I'm consistent with letter sounds, your name shouldn't be Bethany, it should be Betahani, as this is Thomas, not Thomas. If this is the, by the way, not Tahay, that means that is Thomas, not Thomas, okay? Stand before we even came to say our name, you were already fucking confused by the language that you were given to display as your own. I before E except after C as confusing as motherfuckers, okay? That's why you confused. You confused because your English language gave you chaos and confusion. So when you see names of global majority and specifically Black people with letter sounds that are consistent all around, you get fucking confused, okay? And you don't need to worry about Black children being traumatized by the inability to say their names with consistent lettering, okay? You need to be worried about yourself being traumatized, so the Black children you raising gonna cuss you the fuck out if you can't say their names accordingly. You understand? Betaha, okay? Ass hale, okay? You guys are making it everybody else's problem that you're reductive ass, inconsistent ass, read all ass motherfucker, breed bread, make it make fucking sense. You can't. The fact that some Black people are going and removing themselves for your fucking chaos, not their fucking problem. That's a you problem. That's your inability to let go of chaos. That whole fucking language group. Talk about silent E's. If the E's silent, why the fuck is he even there in the first fucking place? Okay, that don't make no sense. That's the fucking confusion I'm talking about. That's got y'all confused before you even address our names. So like I said, before you even jump to say our names, you were already fucking confused by your confusing ass, inconsistent ass, chaotic ass language of English. Okay, that's the fucking problem. That's the original problem. And I'm glad whoever gave you the history lesson on why we had to dive into y'all fucking confusion and naming. We are going back out of that chaos and confusion and going with our cultural names with letter consistencies, okay? So like I said, because I would like to see one more album coming in, because I want to see one more album come out, somebody please tell Iggy Pop to get the fuck up out the rain. Tell Iggy Pop to get the fuck up out the rain before he catch pneumonia and die. Have a good day. Goodbye.
25-letter names that
Karen. What I hate is that a lot of people will have these biases takes about, oh, black people will give their names this ethnic uniqueness, not realizing the historical context of why it's there in the first place. It's because mothers knew that there was a likely chance that that child would be taken away from her, and she gave that child a unique particular name so that if there's some chance in the future that they're reignited, they know that this is mother and this is son, or this is mother and this is daughter, or father, what's not. And for you not to know that, and then you be told in this exact video that situation, and for you to just go, I don't really care. Then on top of that, the crazy part is, you guys can pronounce every other name. You can do the Germans, the Swiss names, all of these other names that have 20-something, you know what I'm saying, letters in their names. You have no problem with pronouncing those names all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. But if you come in and that person has an ethnic name that is black, you got an issue with it, or you can't pronounce it, or you're asking them to change it to something that's easier for you to pronounce, as if their name don't have value, it don't have power behind it, but you're trying to diminish it because you don't want to say their name correctly. And this is my issues with Karens all the time, is just that you guys live in this vacuum of a space thinking that you think you know something, and even when you're confronted with the truth, you choose to ignore it. This is wild to me. This is wild to me. And what I wish and hope and pray is that as we blast you on the internet, and I hope this does also as well affect your employment as well, because if you think this way, how do you see your coworkers? How do you see black people in general? Do you look at them favorable? Do you see them as people, or do you see them as less than? Because you don't even want to pronounce their given names. Wake up. It's 2024. We're not doing this anymore.
names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do
over
that?
there. Do you know why they actually do that? The reason.
Listen here, Elizabeth. We've had to say your names for centuries. Chef Shingle, Pilipchuk, Rouse Plahowski, Schneider, Schmidt, Minkowski, Mossbauer, Kirchhoff, Perkett, Dornberger, Simmelweis, Schwarzenegger, Eddingshausen, Bischofberger, Schrager, Fahrenheit, Copernicus, Fraunhofer, Scrodator, Messerschmitt, Peter Piper picked the pack the pickle peppers. Oh, and how could I forget this one? Master. The list goes on and on. Our babies have to say your names every single day. And here you are feeling sorry for the Jaquan. Get out of here with that. And I do not apologize for any name that I mispronounced disrespectfully.
You can take the extra 2 seconds to do it, but instead you're sitting here making fun of a whole culture of people for things that they didn't have
Oh my God. Woo! That was something else, wasn't it, guys? Why would you? Well, I have a difficult pronouncing first name by the way it's spelled. My name is spelled Rodmyr. I almost misspelled my name because I'm still thinking about the. Anywho, it's spelled Rodmyr, and it is said in English Rodmere, and in Creole it is Woodmere. And so every time I went to school or anytime doctor's office, wherever, people constantly mispronounce it. I would get Rudmer. I would get Rodman sometimes. It's like, where is the A-N? But the one that used to always like make me giggle is when they said Rodmyr. That used to make me giggle all the time. Like, seriously? But anyway, when I was younger, I didn't like my name because of that situation. Everybody mispronouncing it and shit. And I asked my dad, I was like, Daddy, why did you call me Rodmere? And he was like, your mother wanted to call you Rodmere. I wanted to call you Sophia. But your mother, she really wanted to call you Rodmere. And so that's the name, Rodmere in English or Woodmere in Creole. My mom passed away 19 days after I was born, so I never got to meet her. So it's now a name that I treasure because it's something that I have that I got from her, other than life. You know, thank you for carrying me, Mom. Pushing me out and shit. But that's like, the name is just super special. And people still mispronounce it and I don't care. But mainly people call me Mia. But that name is always going to be very special to me. Because that is the name that my mother gave me. So, but anyway. That lady, but whole entire foot all the way in her mouth. What was that? And this is my mama on her wedding day. I don't have a lot of pictures of her, but this one's my favorite. She looks happy. My dad's over here in the corner. He don't like his face on TikTok or any social media, so I won't put his face up, but that's my mom. Thank you, Mom, for such a beautiful name.
What do you guys think about this white woman's fake concern? Would have even managed to call it a real concern if she did not react the way she reacted when the other lady, like the voice on the ground, was trying to explain to her why those names are like that, talking about their identities being taken away and how this parent needs to give their kids this name in order for them to be able to identify their offspring if by chance they ever cross paths. Her response and her face and body language when that lady said that literally tells us that she is a Karen. Like, for real, a Karen. Because if you don't find that as convincing as to why these people give their kids that name, and you're so aware of the fact that slavery happened, then you don't really like black people. And this is the reason why I totally agree with the second stitch. That man said, if you react this way to the person trying to explain to you why black people's name is like that, how do you treat the black people around you? Another thing that people say is, these names are not even difficult. They just would not put effort to even learn how to pronounce their name, while black people actually pronounce their name right. I don't know if it was on TikTok or on Instagram where I came across a video. I think that lady was like, you have to pronounce my name right. Like, if you are pronouncing my name, I can't remember, maybe it's on a TV, you have to pronounce my name. Like, she's always correcting people that are not pronouncing her name right. And I feel like if we start doing that, they will start to wake up that it's really necessary for them to call her name right and not just accept the, the formed names that they are giving or calling people when they find it difficult, which I'm not even going to say difficult. They are just not putting in the effort. We've seen a lot of complaints about this on social media. There was a lady who said whenever she walks into her office, this white person will literally call her another name, and she was beginning to make it a thing to call her another name that is not hers just because she says she can't pronounce her name. And when you hear this name, that is the easiest name to pronounce. So why exactly is she being bothered? And the fact that she lacks no sympathy when she was told isn't why black people's name are like that. Let me hear what you guys think about this video. Let me hear your thoughts about our fake concern about black people's name. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you guys in the next one.